he does all that stuff and eventually blows himself up into the position where it makes sense for Crawford to fight him, at that point, Crawford is 40 years old.
I'm about to say that,
and
yes.
Boots is in his prime. So
Yeah.
let me tell you something wild right now. I think Crawford should fight him right now if he's ever going to fight him. If he wants to, if Crawford has it in his mind
To fight
Boots, you might as well do it now. What did Floyd Mayweather do with Canelo Alvarez? Now Canelo was already an enormous draw, and that's the difference. Yeah. But he didn't wait till he got super old, and Canelo entered his prime.
No,
he got him right then.
But are we talking business right now? Because if you're Boots, right? And I guess the thing for Canelo is Floyd made some good money there. Canelo had a nice following. Is there a super big following for Boots outside of just the boxing world?
That's what Matt's saying. The market is not that
I know,
big.
but what I'm saying is like, so the money was like, if I'm Crawford, would I jump out there and fight? Because Boots ain't no easy fight. Is the risk worth the reward? You know what I'm saying?
The answer right now is no.
I think Boots is probably a little bit bigger than we're giving him credit for commercially, especially after this performance. And I think if you fight Crawford, it would rise to a level. Mm-hmm. After Crawford's win over Canelo on Netflix, I think people do want to see this fight. Is it a mega fight? Maybe not, but I do think it's a very commercially viable fight.
Now you see why nobody really knows anything about boxing. What are you to do when the so-called experts of boxing speak and talk like casuals? Most of the time, I don't believe these guys are casuals, but when you're pushing agendas, they talk like a casual. And the reason why they talk like a casual is because the casual mindset, the casual lens is what runs boxing, okay? Real boxing fans lens to the boxing business, we're anti-boxing. Well, we're anti-boxing business. The best wanting to fight the best is anti-boxing business. You know what I'm saying? That's not good for business. You haven't figured that out? They don't like Undisputed. They don't like stuff like that. But here you are, have so-called experts, and yet they're talking like casuals. All right, this is why I say boxing miseducates. All right, because they can easily educate you on certain things to where you can judge and grade fighters and fights better than what you're doing. But I see why you constantly stay confused when you have stuff like this. So let me clear the floor, okay? Nobody who really knows boxing and really knows the sport of boxing truthfully and wants to be truthful with you is entertaining or thinking about a Terrence Bud Crawford fight with Jerron Boots Ennis. It's not realistic. Okay? It's just to keep up talking points and talking shit. Because you want to know why? Because they should be the first to tell you one of the signs on how you figure out how a fighter is moving. The truth be told, Jerron has not had the opponents to prepare him for somebody like a Terrence Bud Crawford. So truthfully, when you building a fighter, you don't make a jump like that. Okay, you usually have a couple of fights similar to the opponent that you're going to fight before you actually fight that opponent. Jerron does not have the resume that builds up that says that he takes a fight on like Terrence Crawford. So in layman's terms, what is Max Kellerman talking about? He's really talking about absolutely nothing, because not only does the fight is not warranted, but to add on top of that, only in the sport of boxing will we put pressure on a three-time undisputed champion to fight somebody who is a unified first time in boxing history email champion. But yet somehow there's some pressure there. Based off of what? Because whatever you're basing off wanting to see Jerron fight Terrence Crawford, it's not based off accomplishments. It's not based off a resume. You know what I'm saying? It's not based off of thinking that Jerron Boots Ennis has earned the right to be spoken in the same light as Terrence Crawford. None of what he's done warrants a Terrence Crawford fight. Not a resume, not his hype, not his pull, not his popularity. Nothing warrants it. So to have this conversation in all actuality is to keep up casual bullshit that really doesn't go nowhere, and it further misleads the boxing fans, because truthfully in the boxing world, you don't consider these two fighting. Not only that, his resume shows you that he doesn't make a jump or make a fight like that. To add on top of that, I've already exposed to you that they've been ducking fights. All right, so this ain't really about Jerron no more. We didn't already body Jerron. This is how the mainstream media knows better, but don't do better. and they have talking casual points because the casual outlook is what drives fucking boxing. This is why you guys can't get educated properly when it comes to boxing. So let me get a few things straight that somebody should have told you guys in the beginning, okay? Everybody's telling you have patience and this is that and the third. First of all, this is the first thing you need to know. Boxing is a young man's sport. Let me say that again. It's a young man's sport. I don't care because you got all these boxers coming into boxing late. You think that it's like all these other sports. It's a young man's sport on purpose for a reason. Okay? In boxing, when you hit your 30s, you are considered old. That's considered old in boxing. I don't know how you guys don't know this. Okay? 30 is old in boxing. The reason why boxing is a young man's sport, one of the reasons is because it takes such a toll on your body. You want to take on your toughest battles while your healing factor and your body is still running off youth. Stupid, dumb, miraculous, can heal off anything youth. Okay? That's why you want to get those type of tough fights out of the fucking way in your youth so you can bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Your body can recover like a motherfucker until you start getting into your 30s. All right? But most of these guys ain't getting a career started till they getting in their 30s. Most of these guys ain't getting their resume warmed up until they get in their late 20s or something like that. The point is, the people that you see right now are starting boxing too late. Okay? We have a lot of boxers that are starting too late. 18 is late. You can make it, but that's considered late. They want you to start around 12, 13. Truthfully, if you're going to be a boxer and have a boxing career, that's the age you need to start around. Some of these guys don't start till in their fucking 20s. And y'all think this is normal. It's not normal. Okay? Just like I said with Vasily Lomachenko, it's not normal to stay in the amateurs that long because by the time he got in the professionals, he was old. He was in his 30s. He's old. But yet y'all wanted to glorify an amateur record and think that that was supposed to carry on into to the professional when everybody knows the professional and the amateur are two different things. There's a lot of great amateurs who are horrible professionals. That's a fact. And that's another thing that you need to know. Amateur doesn't translate to professional. It doesn't. It's a lot of great amateur fighters that suck professionally. Okay? And when you have a resume like Jerron, people with a resume like Jerron, they don't jump and fight Crawford out the blue. Unless they're being sold. Meaning they'll give them soft ass fights until they get them in a big fight. And by the time you get them in a big fight, you realize that they really wasn't nothing special. They was all smoke screen. That's what happened to a lot of the mainstream media's pound for pound fighters. Have you paid attention? Everybody that the mainstream media told you that was the man wasn't the man. You haven't noticed that? Everybody that they told you, oh, it's Fury. Oh, it's Loma. Oh, it's Canelo. Oh, it's Inouye. Oh, it's this one. Oh, instead, for 10 years straight, they knew exactly who the best fighter was. So what is mainstream showing you? They can't pick a winner and they can't tell you who the man is in boxing worth shit because everybody they pick gets exposed. The only time you hear who the real fighters in boxing are, it comes off a YouTube channel. Facts. Ain't nobody in mainstream media keeping it funky. Andre Ward and Sean Porter didn't even get it close to saying or speaking real until they got their own YouTube channel. And even then, Sean Porter still got controlled by Al Heyman about something he said on his YouTube channel and had to take it down. We just see Timothy Bradley walk a tightrope on ESPN for years. But we know Tim knows better. So it's safe to say now, and I'm going to put this in closing. I don't know why boxers think it's a flex to say that they don't watch boxing. But given the data that I have collected thus far, it is safe to say this now. You no longer need to take somebody's opinion more serious or with more merit because they are a boxing trainer or a professional boxer. These boxing trainers and these boxers have shown me that they can participate in a sport that they absolutely know shit about. Malik Scott, that shit is fucking embarrassing, bro. Once again, I don't know if you're that dumb or you like buttermilk biscuits that much. I can't figure it out. But there's no way in fuck you supposed to be a professional boxer that dumb. There's no way that you guys are a mainstream media boxing outlet channel and you guys talk like you don't know shit about the sport, including fucking Max Kellerman. And we know Max Kellerman knows boxing. But then again, when you got to pay them bills, you know, and you got to push them agendas, those agendas, you sound dumb as hell. And a lot of people looking at Max Kellerman like, what the fuck happened to you? But this is a damn shame. And what is this, Ring Magazine? All right, so now the belt ain't shit and now the platform ain't shit. Because these dudes talking up here is talking like straight up fucking cat. You know what? They talking like gamers. And you know why I say gamers, right? Because gamers love to chime in and talk about fucking boxing. I have no idea fucking why. I'm like, dude, you a fucking gamer. You don't know shit about boxing. But for some reason, boxing attract gamers. But it's no secret because most gamers is racist as fucking hell. Just like most boxing fans. Most of these people just use these sports and these games as an avenue to be fucking racist with they weak asses. And that's exactly why we've been beating the shit out they soft ass. And this is exactly why they have to lie about pound for pound. This is exactly why they tell you about, oh, Crawford needs to fight this and Crawford needs to fight that. Listen, you want to know what pisses me off? How are y'all so adamant about trying to find a challenge for Terrence Crawford when y'all wasn't that adamant about finding a proper challenge for Canelo fucking Alvarez? You know, isn't that amazing? Everybody over here, who's he going to fight next? Well, he needs to fight this. You know what I'm saying? He needs to fight that. He needs to fight David Benavidez. He needs to do all this. Where was all that energy when Canelo was supposedly the fucking man? Y'all didn't care about trying to find no challenges. You didn't care about what hurt boxing. You didn't care about what boxing needed. You didn't care about David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez was one of the biggest fights in the sport. But yet when it comes to those Americans, man, this is one of the biggest fights in the sport. I don't see how they can't get this done and this and that. And this is why boxing is fucked up. Because truthfully, we have grown men that are jealous like women. Okay? And we have hateful, evil ass groups of people who rather practice self-hatred more than the fun participation of loving and enjoying and watching a sport. That's why it's fucked up. And there's so many reasons why this sport is fucked up. You could never fucking fix it. But for guys to be sit up here and talk about fucking casuals, and another thing about this show, I notice when it comes to the black dudes on here, they got y'all saying the stupidest, most retarded, most casual shit that you can fucking say, bro. Malik Scott and that other dude that play fucking football, I don't know because football ain't my fucking sport. They got him saying the stupidest shit on the fucking show. The dumbest shit gets said by the black dudes on the Ring Magazine show. And that's on fucking purpose. If you know anything about the news and how that works. But anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe, I'm out.